Hey there, Pisces. Welcome. This is going to be a bonus reading. A few months ago, I did some readings based off of questions that you all had, right? And so we're going to do that again. These are the questions right here. I will actually post these down below in the description. And so if you want to follow along with the reading, then make sure to check out that in the description. I will, of course, mention what we're going to cover. Your first row, we are going to look at what you are manifesting at this time. So clearly, you are manifesting something. You literally start with the card of manifestation, Pisces, the Magician. So, the Magician kind of says you can have whatever you want in, whatever you want to manifest in your life. And I would make sure that you are focusing in the positive direction. You have this dolphin spirit says this and that are true. You also have this owl spirit that says you see clearly now, which is pretty interesting because I'm pretty sure in one of the readings that I just did for you, you did kind of like have another card that, pretty much says exactly the same thing. That kind of said, you are manifesting something, or, that you are very clear or much more clear on like maybe what you want in life or what you want to get out of life. And so I would, of course, pay attention to the inner clarity that you're receiving at this time. The other thing is that, your mindset is going to be very important. So, with that dolphin spirit, I would say whatever you think is going to be true is going to be true. And so I would make sure, Pisces, that you are manifesting in the positive direction, right? I would make sure that you are, believing in yourself, positively brainwashing yourself, whatever you want to call it, because I think that is going to be the thing that leads to the most success for you at this time, obviously, with those two cards. So again, I basically what I did is I sat down, channeled a bunch of questions here that are going to be based off the main question. So the first row here is going to represent what you are manifesting at this time, and the first question is what is being drawn in, or what are you manifesting towards yourself at this time? And you have the Magician. Whatever you want is what this says. And so you are manifesting whatever you want, Pisces, at this time. The funny thing is that he is pointing down Six of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles. So a lot of you could be manifesting more money, or you are trying to manifest more money. And that would make a lot of sense, Pisces. One thing I will say is that we have Chiron and Aries in your second house. Even if you're not a second house Aries Pisces, it doesn't matter. I would still say that a lot of you, that it's going to be affecting your second house, that Aries energy, the Chiron that's there. And, Chiron is the wounded healer. Sometimes Chiron can bring up a wound, and it looks like we're going to repeat something, but really we're not. So I would let your fears around money go. That is popping into my head because, plain and simple, I think that you're manifesting money. Again, this first row is what are you manifesting right now? I think you're trying to manifest more money. I think this will continue as Neptune and Saturn both re-enter your sign next year as well. I think a lot of you are going to, really kind of do things to manifest more money or to try to manifest more money. And, again, they are retrograding out right now. Or soon enough, they will be leaving Aries and going back into Pisces. But again, in January and February of next year, they'll both re-enter into Aries, your second house. So again, money is going to be a big focus for you. And I would do whatever you can to get into a positive alignment with this card. With that owl spirit, sorry, I can already tell this is going to be a long ass reading. I was like, I can do these quickly, and I can make sure that these don't have to be super long. I was wrong. But anyway, it's important, Pisces. Like I would say with this owl spirit, I would be focusing on exactly what you want to see, right? That this and that are true. If you are thinking to yourself like, oh my God, I never make any money and bad things happen and blah, 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 then that's exactly what's going to happen. I think that if you think to yourself, I can have good things, I can have great things, I can make more money, I can be more successful and, all that other stuff, then great things will happen. And, that's exactly what I would do here with that owl spirit is make sure you're focusing in the right direction, meaning on the positive. Next question is, how will it show up or surprise you, whatever you're trying to manifest? You have the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like whatever you're manifesting is part of your destiny or is like meant to be in your life. And so, that's kind of what I feel here, Pisces, is that something is like meant to be. But I also feel you have to believe that it's meant to be. That's how you're going to manifest things more quickly into your life, especially in regards to your finances, right? The more you believe in it, the better. It's also funny that the Wheel of Fortune is a very manifestation card. The Wheel of Fortune is you get the direction that you think about, right? The wheel can spin forwards or it can spin backwards. Most people live in what I call the washing machine of life, where it's just like the wheel is spinning all over the frickin' place, whatever direction it wants, right? And the whole point of the Wheel of Fortune is to make sure you get things moving in the forward direction, to make sure that you focus on the good stuff going in the good direction, not the bad direction. And so, that's what I'll say there. Next, we are going to look at how can you get into alignment faster with what you're trying to manifest. And you have the Six of Wands here, Pisces. So the Six of Wands is about just knowing that you deserve it. Plain and simple. He is sitting on his high horse. And you need to not care what other people think. I think that's how you are going to manifest things very quickly at this time, Pisces. We have this person back here who's meant to look jealous, this lady right here. And the whole point of that lady is to ignore it, right? He has earned his right to be on this high horse. You have earned the right to be successful. But this first row is really, again, we're looking at what's manifesting in your life right now. And I feel like you need to believe that you deserve these good things, or that you deserve good things in general. The more you can get into that energy, it's pretty clear to me in this first row that it's just saying, like, the more you can get into that energy, the better, right? Plain and simple. So that's what I would be focusing on with that first row there, Pisces. But let's clarify real quick. With the Magician, you have the Judgment card. Again, the first card here is what is being drawn into you at this time. A lot of you are moving closer, or you're discovering more your purpose. Kind of makes sense for Pisces that Pisces is discovering their purpose more, or could be doing things to discover their purpose more. And that's exactly what I would do with that Judgment card. With the Wheel of Fortune, for how will the manifestation show up for you, you have this Hermit. The Hermit is about, like, needing to claim it. Again, I think that the first row is saying you need to go and claim something. Like, if you're staying in Hermit mode, then you're not going to get it. So you need to claim something and make sure that you get your manifestation that you're trying to manifest. And finally, for how you can align faster, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords about clarity. That Owl Spirit card, I always think of the Queen of Swords, right? So I think that being clear on what you desire, being clear on what you desire to manifest in your life at this time is kind of the trick with the Queen of Swords. Plain and simple. In your next row here, we're going to look at what is blocking you at this time, or are there any blockages that you're dealing with in life in general. And you have this, of course, we're going to look at how you can overcome them. You have this Exposed and Revealed card and this Land Between card, needing to realize that you don't have to be in purgatory anymore. The Land Between card is my purgatory card in this deck. Like, you could be over here, but you need to get back on your path here. And, kind of like based off your first row as well, Pisces, I feel a lot of you have like a lot of ideas, or a lot of swirling ideas in your brain or a lot of plans for yourself and things like that. But it's like those ideas need to come down to earth, right? Like, I feel that a lot of you, that's what will get you back on path, is the kind of like back and forth energy being, I kind of see this card more as you doing a split between two lands. It's like your legs are being pulled apart here is what I see in my head. And I feel like you just need to pick a lane and stick with it, basically. So the first card here is going to represent what limiting beliefs or situation is in the way of you getting what you want at this time. And you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a great card of independence, card of, pre-Empress energy, card of being able, gratitude and luxuries as well. So maybe practicing gratitude could be something that could help remove any blockages. I also think your focus, right? The first row and this row are kind of talking about your focus. And she has this falcon on her wrist. And the falcon in the tarot kind of represents what you are focusing on. So I believe, this is pretty simple, Pisces. I think that this card is saying that what you need to do is make sure that you're only focusing on what you want. This and that are true. That card is going to dominate this reading, I think. I think that card is saying that if you think, oh my God, the world's going to hell in a handbasket, then that's true. If you believe that you can make great things happen and you can change the world, then that is also true, right? So I feel that in a lot of ways, this is a reading of getting over yourself, Pisces. And trust me, I need to do the same thing. So I'm not picking on you here. I'm right there with you. I need to get over myself too. And so we need to work on this together as Pisces, right? I'm right there with you. And I feel this is saying, like, really, in a lot of ways, if you could get out of your own way, that things would go very well. Next card is going to represent how this blockage formed or why is this blockage continuing in your life? And I feel like trying to please too many people, right? Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Number one, you have two sixes, which is great. You have the Six of Wands up to the Six of Pentacles here. But again, we're looking at how this blockage came together. And so if we kind of look at this card from that perspective, the Six of Pentacles would kind of be you burning yourself out, trying to give to too many people or trying to give to too many situations at once. And so I feel you need to be careful of doing that here, Pisces. And, really, I kind of feel we're going to look at a solution, but, really, I think the easy solution for you here is to make sure you're giving to yourself more and you're not putting other people first before you, right? Next, for what's your way through or around this blockage, you have the Chariot. The Chariot is a through card. Chariot is charging through something. He would not go around something, right? He would blast like right through it. So number one, taking control of your life will help you remove any blockages that you could be dealing with at this time. He's also setting himself apart, and that is definitely a theme. If we look at a lot of the cards that are showing up here in this reading, a major theme here would be you kind of setting yourself apart and doing your own thing and taking the lead in that sense, right? Being unique, being different, going against the grain, not being afraid of being the black sheep, not being afraid. I always say to you, Pisces, no one is ever going to understand you. So don't even try, right? People don't understand Pisces. And, to be a truly powerful Pisces means that you understand that and you don't care and you live your life how you're meant to do it, right? I always use the example. It's like, when I was younger, I had a business. I was making probably making in a month what my grandfather made in about 2 years in his day, right? But I used to have lunch with him like every single week. And every week he would ask me, when are you going to get a job? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do this? I'm like, I am making in a month what took you 2 years to make, probably, maybe more, right? Maybe it took them more. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? People are never going to understand it, right? And you're not meant to be understood, plain and simple. And, I think that, what I had to learn in that situation is that he just didn't get it. He grew up in a different era. He grew up in the era where you get a job, you work there for 900 years, then you retire and you die of a heart attack. That was his life, right? But not my life. And that shouldn't be yours either, right? You have your own ideas for life. And the Chariot wants you to be independent and wants you to do your own thing. There you go. So let's see. Pisces, you're probably the only sign I'm going to clarify all this for, by the way. So congratulations. But with the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups, again, is a card. See, this first card in this row is, again, what limiting belief or situation is in the way. I think what's in the way is believing in abundance. It's like, I think what's in the way for you is how you see the things that you're trying to accomplish at this time. And you might be looking at them, even though this is a very good card, you could be looking at things from a limiting perspective. Ten of Cups is like, you can have whatever the hell you want, right? The Ten of Cups also is a card that says you have the vision, but the blockage here is bringing it down to earth, right? Which is very Piscean. So I would take those first steps to bring some sort of vision you're having down to earth, that it will be successful. With the Six of Pentacles, for how did this block or form, or why is it persisting, you have the Eight of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Pentacles twice here, Pisces. The Eight of Pentacles is about just needing to get to work, right? It's like I said, I think you are, and this makes perfect sense with Neptune having been in Pisces for a long time. With Neptune and Pisces, we can get high on our own supply. We can get very excited by an idea, but that excitement is like, mental masturbation, I call it basically, where it's like you think about it too much, and so it gets you off, right? But you never actually bring it down to earth. You never have the real thing, right? So, this reading is saying don't be, something. It's like, get the real thing, Pisces, not the fake thing, right? That doesn't really exist. I think this is saying that you could live your wildest dreams right now. I totally believe that for Pisces. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but if you put the work in, it will happen. Next, with the Chariot for what's your way through or around, just doing it, right? You have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords says get out of bed. Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare. Nine of Swords says you have to change for your situation to change, right? Chariot says the same thing. And so I think, Nine of Swords, again, even though it's not a great card, we are looking at it as a solution because that's the whole point of this position here. Next, we are going to look at what are you being redirected to, if anything, at this time. You have this Crow Spirit. It says you'll soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life. Amazing. You have this Koi Fish Spirit. It says you're manifesting more love, prosperity, and wealth into your life. I think that the universe wants you to believe in abundance, clearly. It's like the Ten of Cups is coming up in that position of, what are the limiting beliefs for you right now? And so Ten of Cups, as far as a limiting belief is concerned, would kind of say that you are not believing in the abundance of the world, or something along those lines. So I think that is going to be a very important thing for you right now, Pisces, to believe in the abundance. But I think that the universe is directing you. You have that Crow Spirit, and so the universe is trying to get your attention. Next, in the area of what path is closing or becoming unstable, again, are you being redirected at this time? You have the Page of Cups. Yeah, I would kind of say, number one, love is changing for you, Pisces. So I think that you are. Your last row is going to represent love if you want it. And even if you don't, it's going to represent something that you do love. And, again, I think that you are kind of being redirected to new love in your life. But I mean that in a very general sense. We are in a very heart-based time, so I think we're all being asked to connect with something on a new level. And so you're being redirected to something that you can connect with on a deep level. I also think, a card of your dream, this whole entire reading basically says that you are being directed to bring a dream down to earth. He has this fish in this cup. That fish might not exist. I always say he needs to grab onto that fish and make it happen. He needs to bring that fish down to earth, right? Next, for what's the real opportunity that's opening up for you at this time, you have the Eight of Pentacles to make your dream, to bring it into the 3D. Again, this fits in very well with the astrology, with Neptune having been in Pisces for a long period of time, now entering into Aries, and Saturn moving right along with it. Come on. When in history has this happened? I don't know. It's been a long-ass time. It is pretty crazy that we just so happen to have Saturn there at the same time. They're both, and it's crazier that they're retrograding out. It's crazier that they're both going to move back in Aries next year. It's literally the universe is saying hey, if you have a dream, now is the time to make it happen. Now is the time to put the work in, and now is the time to get your results. I think the universe wants you to get results, especially financially. Based off of what has happened in your life. And, it's now you're able to fix your finances. Next, we are going to look at why is this redirection ultimately happening in your favor? And you have the Seven of Pentacles because, again, I think the universe wants Pisces to experience true abundance is kind of what's popping into my head here. I do feel like there could be some sort of change in direction coming in for you as well. With the Page of Cups, again, you have the King of Wands. And again, the question here is what path is closing or becoming unstable? I think that it's the dreaming part of it and not bringing that dream down to earth, getting high on your own supply, basically, Pisces. And it's now you have to make something real. The King of Wands, he's very bold, assertive, but he's also got the gift of foresight. And I think that's something that people forget about the King of Wands, is that he has a gift of foresight. So it's you can have whatever you want in life. But I feel like you have to make it happen, is what this card is saying. Next, with the Eight of Pentacles for what's the real opportunity that's opening up for you. Again, can't make this up. You have the Knight of Cups, which is the dream. Knight of Cups is normally looking into that cup. He is scrying. He's imagining his future life. But again, he needs to plant seeds in front of this water here. Really, in a lot of ways, if we look at this reading, I kind of feel like this reading, a good way to put these first 3 rows at least, is that the universe is bringing you to fertile grounds. It's the universe is bringing you to the richest soil on earth is what I feel here. And maybe the universe has given you a bunch of seeds, but you need to plant those seeds is what the reading is saying. It's you could be standing on the richest ground on earth, but if you don't plant those seeds, nothing is going to happen. So, I feel it's time to make it happen. Next, with the Seven of Pentacles, can't make it up. You have the Chariot again. So whenever we have these repeating cards, it's basically the universe saying, I meant what I said. So the universe wants you to believe that you're a winner as well. A lot of this reading, and I'm pretty sure one of the last readings I did for you was about your mindset, and I do think the universe is trying to get you to develop a winner's mindset. Next, we are going to look at what message does your future self have for you. And you have this conflict card. It says repressed emotions and unresolved issues. You have this dream yoga. It says awareness, fearlessness, and emptiness. So I feel that for a lot of you, that the universe is trying to get you to clear up repressed emotions, obviously, and trying to get you to let those things go so that you can heal. I would be very careful of explosive anger at this time, Pisces. There is a lot of astrology where that I think could be triggering a lot of us into, explosive anger or kind of like, things like that. So I would make sure you're processing your emotions so that doesn't happen, right? Your first card is going to represent what do you need to stop repeating from the past, and you have the King of Swords. See, this is very interesting. I think you know a lot, Pisces, and, that's it. I think I said it to you in one of your last readings, that you know everything. The thing with the King of Swords, as far as something that you need to stop repeating is concerned, is thinking that you know everything. And so it's like sometimes I think we can get an inspiration where the universe is like, do this, do that, move in this direction. And it's like if we listen, then we'll find success. But I think sometimes maybe us Pisces say, well, that's not going to work, or, that's not going to go the way I want it to. But it's almost like this card is just saying no assumptions, right? And that's what I would practice with that King of Swords. Next, we're going to look at what advice does your future have to give to you right now? And you have the Three of Swords. I feel like this is about releasing that old story, plain and simple. It popping into my head hard with the Three of Swords. I feel that your future self is saying, you've been telling your old story too much. I think there are other cards that basically say that. This and that are true. If you want to tell the old story about how you have no money and how bad things happen to you and you don't have love or, whatever else you want, sure, that's what you're going to get. If you want to tell the story of the opposite, which I highly recommend, then I think good things will happen for you. I kind of feel like the Three of Swords is saying, like, yeah, Pisces, bad things happen. Bad things happen to everyone, and it's time to heal that part of yourself, and it's time to let it go, right? And I know there is no, I know that's not very comforting and, all that other stuff, but really it's like the only thing that we can do is let those things that happen to us go, and we have to stop telling that old story. And that's what I would do here with that card. Next, for what part of your life will change most if you follow this advice, you have the Death card, which would say your entire life is going to change the most if you follow the advice that's coming up here. So I think for a lot of you that there are significant changes that are coming in for you here, Pisces, in your life. And, I would follow through on those changes or follow through on those significant changes. With the King of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. So again, moving on to calmer shores, to me, I think this is no back and forth energy is what this part of the reading is trying to say. It's trying to say when I think you need to be good at ending things and not going back and forth in all areas of your life. It's like when you make a decision, you need to stick to it. And I feel that your future self is trying to make you make that happen in your life, where it's like once you make that decision that you're not going to go back to something, that's it. And I'm not just talking about love here. I'm speaking very generally. Yes, it's like, I'm kind of surprised that the Two of Wands didn't show up here because it's giving me that energy. The Two of Wands, he has that wand behind him. He has a wand in front of him. It's like sometimes, remember what I said at the beginning of the reading with that Land Between card, the split, right? It's like you're trying to hold on to two things at once. With the Two of Wands, he has that wand behind him, wand in front of him. He's grabbing onto that wand. He's got the world in his hands. But sometimes I think he might be grabbing onto both wands. It's like he's holding on to something that's done, that's complete in his life. And he's like, if I let this go, I'm going to lose this part of myself, right? But he also knows that he needs to like grab onto that front wand because that's what will give him the whole world in his hands. And I think this is about learning to let things go. Next, with the Three of Swords, yes, you have the Ace of Swords, literally the card of cutting things out, realizing that things can get better. It's like we don't have to hold on to our old story. Sometimes, really I think this reading is saying the best is yet to come, but you need to believe it. It's like maybe some of you feel like you've peaked or you've experienced the best you possibly can in life, but I feel like this reading is saying hell no. It's like, sure, if that's the story you tell yourself, then sure, yeah, the best has already happened. But if you tell yourself, Pisces, every single day, the best is yet to come, life wants to surprise me, life wants the best for me, and you start telling that story, then that's what you're going to get, is good stuff. With the Death card, you have the Hangman, which is you, Pisces, so you kind of like gaining new perspectives in life. I feel like a lot of you are, with Uranus and Gemini, you could be gaining new perspectives. This reading was an experiment. I came up with this reading because it's total chaos during Uranus and Gemini, right? There you go. Next, we are going to look at love for those of you that want it. And if you don't want love, this is something that you will love. So look at it from that perspective. But we're going to look at who's thinking of you, or does anyone have their eye on you. You have the bear and also the bouquet. And this is coming up. This is from the Gilded Lenormand. Number one, this could represent a very helpful person that's coming in for you. So whether you want love or not, this could be a person who has good advice or guidance or something like that. And again, even if it's not romantic love, you probably will love this person, right? From just a regular love perspective. It could be a person you love already, like a family member, a friend, something like that. But you have the King of Swords, in the last row. I think we're in an amazing time to get answers from mentors, right? But kind of what's popping into my head is that you should be focusing on connections that challenge you, and you should be focusing on the people that challenge you the most. So I feel like those are going to be the people that cause the most growth for you at this time here, Pisces, and that's what I would be focusing on. But definitely could be an admirer. Again, this is a good combination to have an admirer coming in for you, right? So next, we are going to look at what's their current energy towards you. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Number one, you could be attracting an Earth sign or a Capricorn with this card, or someone with Capricorn in their chart. Their current energy is being very practical. I think that you could be attracting someone who is very practical in life. I feel like this is a person who's been thinking about making a move but hasn't here, Pisces. I feel like they're very kind of like, focused on creating a solid foundation for themselves in general. And that's like the type of person that you are attracting at this time. I do feel like a lot of you have a person. Again, this row is up in the air, right? Like not everyone is going to have a person that's interested in them right now, or maybe in this sense, right? But I definitely feel that you have a person. I think this is a very abundant person. I feel like they're slow. I think maybe this person has been kind of like thinking too much about you or something. Like not in a creepy way. I just think that, if there is a person who's interested, they've just kind of been slowly moving forward. Again, I think all of you, Pisces, whether you want love or not, should be focusing on like advice from mentors, because this is a very abundant card, and it's a card of multiplication. So it says that mentors or your people who want to guide you could be helping you a lot right now. Next, we are going to look at what this person wishes that they could say to you right now. You have the High Priestess and the Justice card. I feel like this person wants to give, but they have like little fears popping up here in my head. This is actually pretty good. We are going to look at whether or not this person is going to make a move or not, if this is love for you, Pisces. But, I do feel that this person will eventually make a move. I think that they're in a very neutral situation in life right now. It's like, I feel like this person wants to say that they are just trying not to rock the boat in their life at the moment, is like the energy that I get. It's like they see you. I feel like they want to say that they see you, but I think things are kind of, they might actually be in a good neutral position in life. And I feel like they're a little bit afraid of like taking a risk maybe on you, and they're like a little bit afraid of rocking the boat. This is very specific. I actually feel that you might have multiple people. And again, I want to stress this. I tell people, do not wait for anyone, right? In life. Life is too freaking short. Again, it's a cliche, but it's because it's true. There are plenty of fish in the sea. So again, if there's like a person that's like not making any moves or anything, like I'm not suggesting you should wait for this person, right? Definitely not. And so I'll say that. But again, I just feel like you could be dealing with a person. It's like they're trying not to rock the boat in their life. They've gotten their life to a certain point. Next, what's likely to happen between the two of you? You have the Four Swords. It's like more hoping, wishing, and praying here from this person. We're obviously going to clarify. We're going to pull a couple more cards. We'll see what comes up. But I do feel like this person is hoping and wishing and praying, which means absolutely nothing, right? You can wish and pray until the cows come home, but I think this person might need to take action. For some of you, I feel like you don't really, for some of you, I feel you could be aware of this person, but for most of you, I feel like you're not. And, it's like so this person clearly is going to need to make a move. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Three of Swords. So again, this person could be a little bit heartbroken as well, which could be causing some problems. I think that also that, for some of you, I feel like you need to heal. It's like, this person might, and here's the thing, Pisces, again, this person might be wrong. But what's popping into my head is that for some of you, I feel this person feels like you need to heal, And I'm not saying they're right, like I said. I'm just telling you what they're thinking. So, this person might think that you're not healed or that you have things that you have to get over from the past or whatever. But it's popping into my head, right? And again, this isn't a bad or a good thing. I think that there are things you could do to correct this, right? Like maybe you just give off a certain energy. It's like, I was born with resting bitch face, and it's like, for the first 4 years of my channel, people used to ask me all the time, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. I was born with resting bitch face. I can't fix my face. It is what it is, right? But there are things I can do to change that. I can smile more. I can open my eyes more. I can, there's things I can do, right? And I feel the same thing here. I feel like this is saying you could be maybe practice being more approachable, or you could work on your confidence, or, maybe it's something like that. With the High Priestess and the Justice card for what do they wish they could say, they have the Five of Pentacles. I do feel like this is a person who wants to be with you. I actually don't feel like this is bad. I feel like this is kind of good. It's like, in a way, they feel like that being with you would be good. And, the Five of Pentacles is calling attention to weaknesses. I kind of feel like you could be attracting a person who has a little bit, has you on a little bit of a pedestal, if that makes sense, Pisces. I feel like this person, it's like they kind of see you as very special. It's what's popping into my head. With the Four of Swords, yes, you cannot make this up. You have the Star. It's like this person sees you as a star, but more wishing. And, I think this person needs to stop wishing. I think this person kind of sees you as a star, Pisces. They see you as very special. Again, I think there could be some things that you could do to be more approachable, maybe. And so, I would maybe open up a little bit here. And, I think that will help this person open up. I am going to ask, I just want to know, because I'm nosy, is this person going to do anything? If we look at the reading as a whole, we have very good cards for love. You have, could be a fixed sign, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo. You have a bunch of Cancer cards here, so it could also be a Cancer or a Capricorn. So, but is this person actually going to do anything or not? Yes. So there you go. Fool. So there's nothing else to say. Yes, to answer your question, Pisces. But thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Let me know what you think of this kind of reading, this type of reading, answering these questions more in depth. And leave any questions you want me to answer of reading like this in the future. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.